Hi there. Last week I designed this charming cake for my son's birthday. He wanted something simple, so I used the open star tip to create this design. That's all. I have explained the procedure in detail and I'm sure you'll be able to recreate it perfectly. Are you a new visitor? Then do subscribe and click the bell icon. To begin with, I have a cake base. This is a 12-inch base on my cake turntable or spinner. I am using whipped dark chocolate ganache to put in between the two layers of cake. I'll put a link above for the recipe. A bit of ganache on the base. This will act as a glue. I'm using two 8-inch round cake layers. Get the baking paper off the base. Chill the cake before icing. And I'll place it upside down. I'll just center the cake, press it down a bit. I'm using some really strong coffee to soak my cake bases. You could use sugar syrup or sweetened milk. Now the ganache. Use a knife or an offset spatula and just go back and forth. To spread it out. I added a bit more and that's about it. Make sure not to go over the edge, so leave a little gap there. Cover it with the top layer and press it down to get it in place. Make sure that it's leveled. So both the cake layers should be placed bottom side up. Time to soak this with the coffee. That is how it looks. I'll just put a bit more of the ganache here to fill in the gaps. Just a tiny bit. Now for some whipped cream. Again, I'll put a link above for you to see how I make the whipped cream. So just to crumb coat the cake, I am using vanilla whipped cream. This is going to be a really thin layer just to seal in the crumbs. Again, you could use a knife or a spatula, whatever you have. And apply the cream to the cake just like you would butter a toast. Try to get it flat on top as best as you can. And then the sides. So this coat need not be too perfect. Just make sure that you get a smooth working surface and fill in any gaps that you get. go around with your knife and smooth out the icing. And then the top. Clean up the extra on the cake board. You could use a paper napkin. Once you have a clean board and a flat surface to work on, don't worry too much about these lines, they'll all get covered up. Now let it rest in the fridge for about half an hour. I'm using my favorite 1M tip for the icing on the outside, and I'm using 3 colors. That's a talc blue, mint green and white. I like to sit down for this part so that I'm close to the cake and it's almost at eye level for me. And as requested, I'll keep it simple and I'll just do straight lines. Here we go. Let the turntable do its job. Keep an even pressure and keep moving it. So I'll keep this as the back side of the cake. So I'll begin with the blue right next to the green. Now the white. And the green again. If you like the video, share it with your friends and write your feedback in the comment section. And finish with the blue. And finally the top. Can't find the there, that's the ending. So this time I'm building a dam and I'll do a green. I really love this color. So that's how it looks as of now. Here's some melted ganache that I have cooled to room temperature. Don't have it too hot, and I'll just fill up this gap. So this part is looking a bit untidy, so let me just pipe a few flowers here. I had these sugar pearls. You could use the silver balls or golden balls called rajis. Just place them in a circle. That's the finished cake. Put it in the fridge to chill.